Okay, so we're out in my living room area where there is absolutely no furniture, so you get a really great echo out here. But I wanted to bring you into a room that had better light than in my garage, more natural light. It has clouded over. Apparently we're going to get a rainstorm, so unusual for Florida afternoon. But I brought Durga out here so you could see it. You're not going to get a clear vision of it. You're not going to get clear vision of it if you go on my Facebook page, Beck Lane Artist or Beck Lane something or other. You can see very clear images. I've been trying to load them onto Instagram, but Instagram keeps stopping. It's not working this morning, so we're going to have to wait a little bit. Anyway, it's available. Images are available on Facebook. I'm really happy with this. I love the colors, and that's why I brought it out here, so you could see the glow that I talk about periodically in my videos, using oil over aerosol, how light will go through the medium that I use and bounce back out. You've got a better idea, a clearer vision of that anyway, a better idea of the glow. Now it is an abstract, and I do my abstracts so you can take them and turn them. I take and turn them when I'm painting, so I make sure they're fully balanced and I haven't missed a single square inch. Every inch has its own little painting in it that you can photograph and blow up. And so I turn and I turn and I turn. And I try to make sure that every brush stroke is as interesting and compelling as possible. I mean every brush stroke. I try not to leave one to chance. I try to leave textures in there, different textures, different thicknesses of paints, down to the thinness, sometimes right down to the black and white gesso. So there's always something compelling in drawing you in, compelling you in the painting and drawing you in, drawing the viewer in. Anyway, I was showing, my washing machine. Let's start there. There we go. My washing machine last night, or a couple nights ago, drained out on the floor. I'm sitting at my computer doing stuff, and all of a sudden I'm sitting in the middle of this puddle, because the washing machine is in the room right next to me, and there was just water everywhere. And I thought, oh my God, something else. My life right now is exhausting, and it's upsetting, and there's several nightmare scenarios going on all at once. And it's just been an avalanche, like the endless avalanches I've had to deal with forever. And this week has been another avalanche of, oh my God, it can't possibly get any worse, and then it does. But the washing machine went, I'm standing there in a puddle, I cleaned it up, and I thought, I can't get someone in to fix this right now. So I went to work the next day to my little job, my 6-day-a-week little job, and I asked a friend of mine, I said, do you know anyone who will repair a washing machine or come look at it? I said, I have no money. I have a gift certificate to a restaurant. That's all I've got. And she said, my boyfriend and I will be over tonight. And so they came over last night. They looked at the washing machine. They fixed the garbage disposal that wasn't working. Not that I need it, but they fixed that. And they took a look at the washing machine with me, and it turned out there's nothing wrong with the actual physical washing machine that we can see. It just wasn't, the drain is plugged, so we're going to take care of that later. But when we got done, he looked at me and said, I've heard all about your artwork from my girlfriend, and I've seen it online. Can I see something in person? Do you mind? And I said, absolutely not. So I brought him in this room, where I've got my portrait of Candy Dish hanging up on this very large blank wall. I have Candy Dish hanging up, and I showed him, and I forgot that Durga was hanging up on another wall while I just kind of contemplated it out of eyesight. And he said something so wonderful to me. You know, I talk about in other videos how I hate art talk. I hate fancy, educated, overly educated art talk. Stuff that people learn is as the institutionalized language of art in college and university, and they believe that that's the only language that can be spoken about art. I hate it. I find it annoying. I find it deeply condescending and useless, and I just find it talking above people's heads for no reason whatsoever. I appreciate plain language. And so this fellow looked at me. I love it at my openings when people do this, and I really needed it last night because it's been a real shit show around here lately with stuff going on. He looked at me and said, I don't talk art, I don't care about art, but I've seen your art. I love your paintings. And he said, essentially what he said was, I look at your paintings, and he said, seeing it up close, he said, I don't talk art, I don't care about art, I don't know how to paint, and I've never understood painting. But he said, looking at your paintings, I understand that they are basically abstract shapes. They're just basic abstract shapes used to make up the image. Essentially, that's what he said. And he said, now I understand painting. And that's kind of been the point of my work all along, is showing how to paint, showing the love and the basics of painting while building a complex image. That's really what my work is about. It's about energy, it's about people, it's this and that. But the bottom line is, that's what it's about. And this handy guy, this handyman who doesn't talk art, got it. And I gotta tell you, if you haven't experienced it, it's such a relief when someone says, I understand how to paint now because I can see it in your work. They're not looking for the grandiose words to language to throw in there and impress me, which really doesn't. I tend to walk away from those conversations. I'm like, why don't you go get a snack because I'm done, and I walk away. This guy got it. Someone who doesn't care about art was able to verbalize it. So that was really cool. And he looked over at this and he goes, I think I see a tuna. And I went, okay, not really, but okay, I let him go with it. Whatever, people see what they see. This is Durga, this is the Hindi goddess, as I interpret her in paint. We've got 1, 2, 3 eyes. He saw 2 of them, he saw a fish. He saw 1, he saw a fish. And then of course I have the seashell, which I don't usually use, or the conch shell. I'm not usually that literal because I find it boring. I find it really boring and lazy, but I got stuck on this conch shell. So it's in there in the water of birth, the water of Durga when she's coming out of the bathtub, the water that it surrounds her before she kind of almost destroys her husband because he's killed their son. She comes out of the bathtub like, yeah, you know, and in the tail, and almost kills Shiva for being a dick and killing their son. And Shiva finds a way to replace the head he chopped off of Ganesh, their son, with an elephant head. So that's Durga. The seashell, the conch, is one of her weapons. One of the weapons she's handed by several different gods when she is born to the Hindi religion, to the Hindi tale. Yellow is the color of her skin. She uses turmeric to dye her skin, somewhat like Queen Elizabeth with her powdered white. She uses yellow to make herself more beautiful, to pull men into her beauty, and to put them under her spell. Sometimes while she chops their heads off. But I find that really interesting. And like I said, 1, 2, 3 eyes. There's just movement and fire and, you know, the elements of the earth, water, fire, earth. Earth is in here in brown in a couple of places. Sky, which also could be blue. But yeah, the 4 elements. I think they actually celebrate 5 in the Hindi religion. Can't remember. But I've tried to at least capture some of the tale of Durga. This is headed to an event I think next week, with a realtor actually in town, Michael Saunders. I'm going to be doing a live painting with Michael Saunders on a ginormous, fantastic piece of property. It's not something I normally do, but I've missed having shows. I've missed painting in public and talking to people, so it'll be a lot of fun. but Durga and a couple of other ones are headed with me. But what I'm going to hold in mind while I'm standing there with people who might want to talk art to me is the comment that Brian made to me the other day. Now I understand painting after looking at your work. That was pretty friggin' cool. All right, Durga's done. If you have any questions about it, you can write in the comment section on YouTube. You can PM me on Facebook or Instagram if it ever starts working again, or you can contact me through the website, through my email. All right. So I'm going to go out in the studio in a second and sweat some more. That'll be fun. Ciao. Ciao.